Hey guys, so first blood goes to Manchester City, 2-1 victory over their close rivals. Manchester is blue at the moment and you cannot say it wasn't deserved. Manchester City come out with tactical efficiency. Pep Guardiola gets one up over Mourinho. He started off with a plan to exploit the gap in between Fellaini, Pogba and Bailly and Daley Blind. And I think there was a certain Scottish person out there that did highlight as that would be a problem of weakness for Manchester United. And I don't just do these tactics videos for the good of my health. Like I'd spend some time researching. I would just sit around watching football all day. Well, I'd do that most of the time. But I put in some research knowing that those two guys playing pretty well against Southampton and Hull, but are rarely tested with a number 10 such as De Bruyne or David Silva, who's going to kind of just float into that space and really cause a problem. And they absolutely devoured Manchester United in the first half. Manchester United looked so sloppy in the first 30 minutes of that game, and Manchester City, on the other hand, were just accurate in everything they were doing. Balls pinging everywhere, and therefore they broke the deadlock. The Ginger Wizard was everywhere, including front of goals. He slotted home the first goal for Manchester City, very well deserved. I think Manchester United had 30% of possession in the first half, so it was very much in control from Pep Guardiola's team. And then in steps Iheanacho, who comes in for Sergio Aguero, and he did a stand-up job. He held the line very well, caused a problem for Bailly and Daley Blind, and he got a goal to make it 2-0. And at this point, I'm thinking to myself, Mourinho's livid. There's no doubt. He was already. You could see how angry he was at certain moments of that game, and the team that he played out, Mkhitaryan and Lingard, just passengers in there. Paul Pogba, £89 million worth of a passenger right there. Just didn't know how to either close down space or hold his position, and him and Fellaini, headless chickens in there. No idea who to mark and who to pick up, and that was always going to be a problem. But as far as irony goes, this one is one of the best ideas of irony. You bring in Claudio Bravo because he can play with his feet and Joe Hart can't. And then all the guy wants to do is play with his feet, and then when you give him it in his hands, he was diabolical. And Joe Hart's over here like, this Manchester derby's not bad. I'm going to watch it for a distance. Thanks, Claudio. You look like a prick. It was unbelievable. The guy gifted Zlatan Ibrahimovic a chance to put Manchester United back into the game. Great finish from Zlatan, who I thought aside from that was pretty diabolical throughout. And by the way, if I seem pretty harsh, it's because I am. I need to be honest. If Manchester United want to be at that top level, that's the standard. Where Manchester City is without their star striker, still able to take care of business, still able to close down their opponents, exploit their weaknesses and play to their strengths. That's what quality is, and that's what Manchester City were today. Manchester United fans, some of them very defensive, understandably when you pay £89 million for a player. First thing I put on the full-time Devils Twitter was Pogba wasn't good enough. I went over there and took over, so you can check out those tweets at Francis_Maxwell and at Full-Time Devils. And I just ripped them apart in the middle of the park. It took Herrera to come in to stabilise their midfield and realise that Fellaini can't just wander up beside Pogba and they can't just play side by side. The two of them were crabs. None of them were kind of moving forward and back. There was no fluidity to the movement. And I noticed this against Hull, but they didn't have the quality of a Kevin De Bruyne to come in and kind of exploit that. And I understand that it's still early doors in the season, but as I talked about beforehand, games like this will scope the season. Manchester City have a confidence booster. They look good now going forward. That's without Sergio Aguero, who's only going to come back after he serves his suspension. Otamendi and Stones look good at the back. Stones, as I mentioned, stepping into that pocket like a defensive midfielder. Even when he'd lose the ball, Guardiola, who screams from row Z to row A, you can hear him screaming. He never said anything to Stones when he lost the ball, when he wanted to play it out from the back. Just as he probably won't say anything to Bravo for nearly taking off Wayne Rooney's leg when he had to make up for a poor touch, which, by the way, could have been considered a penalty. Mark Clattenburg wasn't having any of it. But, I mean, it was an entertaining game. Let's be honest. I woke up at 4 a.m. to watch both the Old Firm and the Manchester derby, and I was not disappointed. A bit early for a beer, but who cares? It's 12 a.m. somewhere, 12 p.m. somewhere. I'm sure Glasgow's having a party right now, so I'm enjoying that. You can check out the Old Firm recap, which is coming up very soon. But apart from that, I was not disappointed in the game. I think that Manchester City deserved it. And moving forward, it's going to take a lot to stop this Man City team, especially if they play that well, if they're that efficient. And I think that there's certain moments in the game where they were highlighted, their weaknesses were highlighted, long balls into the box. It was disappointing to see Manchester United almost resort to long balls and try to capitalise